Hello YouTube, Sharps 1874 with a look at the Gras 1874. So if you saw, I gave a quick show of what the Gras looked like when I got it the other day. Now we're going to do a little bit more detailed look. Now I found out a few things about this rifle. One, the cleaning rod is a reproduction. So I found a place that's got a real one, and if you know anything about the rifle, you know the cleaning rod goes down in here. And butts up down into the trigger guard. So that's what I want to show you first. I think that's kind of ingenious the way they built that. So I'm going to remove the repo cleaning rod. And we're going to take the screws out. Look at that screw. Look at the way they made those. It's kind of cool. Have a blunt tip. Okay. So when the trigger guard comes off, there's a threaded piece, and that's what the cleaning rod threads into, so you can tighten it up and it's not going to fall apart. Now we have a number of stamps. And let's see, there's another stamp right here. I'm currently researching these stamps as to what they all mean. And if you look at the underneath side, there's more stamps. Look at the way that cavity, we may not be able to get the light just right, but this cavity right here is just hollowed out really nice. The trigger is just sloppy loose for right now. It really doesn't do anything until when you pull the bolt up, that's when it cocks. As you come back, you can see the serrations. This is what the sear hits. You can see that it's cocked right here. It's a big spring in there. Now I'm going to let this down by pulling the trigger, and so it won't fire, but that's how it goes down. Now on this right here, this is how you get the bolt out. So when you cock it, now the bolt will come out. And if you get the right shot, you can see how the trigger mechanism works. Okay, so here's looking about the bolt. We do have stamps. It is not a matched set. I suppose you could grab onto that and let it slide down after you hit the trigger, but boy, that's tough. And turning it over and looking, all the different stamps. There's the extractor. There's a number there on the end. I've not focused on what that number is yet. And then there's another stamp right there at the end. Oh, and another set of stamps right in there. The French really like to put stamps on their rifles. Okay, I'm going to assemble this back and we'll show a few more things in just a second. Okay, we're back with the Gras 1874. Alright, so now we've got the bolt. We've looked at the bolt. We do have a flip-up sight. It's marked. Let's take a look at some of the what this says. Okay, and that big U tells people some things. And as I showed before, this is really kind of, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. You depress these clips right here, and this is what allows you to take off the various components, so you can actually get the wood stock off. Let's see, then down here, there's the bayonet lug right here. You notice it's off to the side, as we've seen. There's the front sight. And then you've got this lug right here that helps keep the bayonet in place. And that's the channel that the cleaning rod goes down. Okay, so let me tell you what I found out as I'm putting this back together. Let me tell you what I found out so far about this 1874 Gras. Basically, everybody agrees that this is an 1874 Gras. The quality of the wood stock has led a number of people to speculate. If you look at the stock, there's really no major marks or dings on it. It is a walnut stock. It does have a number. It is stamped. Some people online have told me that it's a very poor forgery of a stamp. And so there's some debate on the authenticity of the wood stock. The fellow I bought it from thought that the wood stock had been something that was redone at the arsenal, which is conceivable because of the stamps on this rifle and because of the made in France right there that's so prominent. We know a few things. One, we know that it's an 1874 Gras. It was put in storage, and then when Russia entered World War I, they didn't have enough rifles, so they bought all the Gras rifles they could get from France. The stamps say that this rifle went to Russia for World War I. The stamps also say that this rifle went from Russia to Spain for the Spanish Civil War. And then sometime after that, it was imported into the United States. That's what we know. What we don't know is when the stock was replaced. Now, if you take a look at the work, so right across from where this spring detent is, you've got a pin. See if we can see that, which is part of that mechanism. If somebody wanted to make a reproduction stock for this rifle, for the price I paid for this rifle, they lost money. So I'm just tickled to death to have this Gras 1874 in my collection. You can get these for really good prices. It is single shot. It's a very funny round. The rounds are semi-available. They're kind of obsolete, but you can get them if you look hard enough. So there we have it, the 1874 Gras. I'm Sharp's 1874, and I thought you might like to know.